Hello everybody, welcome back to the Wilson Sports Network channel. Today I'm here with Mrs. Lepsch. And we're just going to do a little interview, and I'm going to throw a little curveball at her for a question. Alright, first question. How long have you been coaching?
I've been a coach here at Wilson since I started teaching back in 2001. I took a couple years off while I was raising the kids for field hockey. So my best guess, honestly, this is probably like my 17th year coaching field hockey.
That's amazing. What are your expectations for this field hockey season?
Expectations for this season. I kind of said this a little bit earlier when I was talking with like Western New York Athletics, and I threw out the term, it's a rebuilding year, which sounds a little cliche-ish, right? But when I graduated some key seniors last year, and I have a lot of younger players that are moving up to really make it so that we have a varsity team to actually compete with. I have 5 freshmen this year. Typically, I don't have that many freshmen. Typically, a freshman would be called upon because I really need their skill. But this is one of those years where I'm rebuilding this program, rebuilding this team. So we have a lot of younger people on our team who just don't have the experience that we've had in prior years. So my expectations this year is for my older girls to really teach these younger girls some more skill to be able to continue our program. I think really right now my focus is keeping this program alive. So even though it doesn't sound like a game-winning strategy, we're in jeopardy of really not having enough to play next season.
All right. What has been the impact of all this COVID for your team and for you?
Well, I think there's a couple ways to look at the impact of it. I think coming into the season, kids just weren't in the shape that they had been in prior years. I didn't have the ability to run some of the summer programs that I typically would be able to run to get them ready prior. And honestly, we were sure we were even having a season up until the week before we started. So we kind of came into the season behind conditioning wise. So that aspect of it. And then the other impact it's having is, as much as we're trying to make it feel a little bit more normal, there are things that we just can't do that we typically would be able to do, as far as like even like the team bonding stuff, having, our dinner night with the football team, or just like little things like that that are kind of put on hold. And honestly, those two things just make it seem like we're just doing the best we can. We're running through it. I don't know, it's just different. But fortunately we're able to have it. I know there are some sports this fall that weren't able to have their season, so I look at it that way. We're fortunate that we're not cramming it in come spring. So
All right, now here's your curveball question.
Oh boy.
If you could only eat one thing for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Ooh, if I could only eat one thing for the rest of my life, what would it be? Pizza. Hits all the major food groups. You get your carbs, proteins. If I throw a meat on there, I have some veggies. If I put on some veggies on top of the pizza or the sauce. Sauce can even count as a fruit. Depends if you think of tomato as a fruit or a vegetable. So I hit all the food groups, right? So pizza it is.
Well, thank you for coming out, and that'll be all for today.
All right. Thanks.